Om Asato Ma Sadgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Mritam Gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. My dear young friends, I am extremely happy to meet you all. And already one thing is clear, that you have come for a program, that is the name of the program is How to Face the? So number one is that you are facing challenges, you are not facing problems. Life itself is a problem and life itself is a challenge. But first thing you must remember, there may be many problems, but they are not problems. If you take them as problems, they are problems. But you should take them as challenges. And when challenges are there, you are very enthusiastic because you want to win the game, isn't it? So this is the first thing that we have to remember. Swami Vivekananda was asked a question by Maharaja Ajit Singh Ji, the Khetri Maharaja, who was his disciple. Swamiji, what is life? Swamiji immediately replied, my dear prince, life is nothing but the struggle of a being under the circumstances trying to press it down. So life is full of problems. Problems will be there. But if you take them as problems, you will be depressed. If you take them as challenges, then you are enthusiastic. Yes, I must face the challenge. I am very happy many youngsters have joined. Who is the youngest? I think that is the youngest. What is your age? 14. Anybody less than that? What is your age? 11. Anybody less than 11? 11 years. Oh, 11 years is the youngest here in this. And eldest? Oh, how much? 72 and a half. So from 11 to 72, that is the range I have to cover. How difficult. Very good. So it is not only the fathers and sons, but it is grandparents and the children all sitting together. Very nice. But anyway, we will try to make it. What we will do is that first half you are going to receive. Second half I am going to receive. That is, first half I will tell certain things which are common between 11 years to 72 years. Certain things. And then second half, there will be tea break at 11:30. Don't now look at the clock just now. After some time you start looking. So at 11:30, after the tea break, all of you have got some folders. So you will write question. So what challenge you are facing at present? So we will have actual case study. Then we will be able to meet the challenges of each and every individual. So you write down your challenge. If you have to ask any question, if you have some problem, you write down, how should I face this challenge? There may be certain things will be common, but we will try to take it. So there are two parts. One thing is that I am giving you certain common parameters, what are the challenges that are in life, certain common solutions. Then second part, we will be giving you the specific solution. Whatever challenge you are facing. Is that okay? Second thing is that English is okay for all of you? Huh? Huh? ठीक है? क्या? Very good. No, because you were looking at me when I told, that's what I thought, that perhaps you have got some doubt. But now you are raising both the hands, that is okay. Okay, so I'll be speaking very simple English. I think all of you will be able to follow, and yet if you do not follow in the second session or any time, you can ask me, and during the question answer session you can write questions in the English, Gujarati, no problem. There we will try to mix up the things. But in the beginning, in the first session, I am going to confine myself to English language. Then second session we may have freedom of language depending on the type of questions, the language in which you ask the question. So first thing we have to remember is that life is nothing but the struggle of a being under the circumstances trying to press it down. So life means problems, but don't take them as problems. You take them as challenges. That is number one. And there are various types of challenges. For a child, there is one type of challenge. For a youngster, there is another type of challenge. For an elderly person, there is another type of challenge. The challenges go on. The types of problems also go on. But we are confining ourselves to youth for the time being, mostly to the students. Now, students, most important challenge for a student is examination, isn't it? That is the most important thing. For a student, most important challenge is examination. कितने लोगों को तो बुखार आ जाता है, really, they get fever. Literally they get fever in the name of examination. So that is one type of challenge is examination for the student. Now those who are a little elderly students, for them the challenge is not only examination. For them the challenge is career development. What type of career should I choose? Now I am in 10th standard. Should I go for science? Or should I go for arts? Should I go for commerce? So that is a challenge. Then again, after you have taken up the game, you have taken up the line, after 12th, again, there are choices. So then again, there is a challenge. Then again, after that, there is a challenge of finding out a job, proper type of job is another challenge. After getting the job, then next is nokri pachi chokri. Chokri chokra goto. So now you have to find out the match. Matching hota hi nahi hai. Everybody, there is no matching for everybody because any person who wants the partner, the life partner, he or she has got so many qualities in the list that it is not matching, number one. Even if it matches, the other person does not like that person. So there is neither an ideal husband nor an ideal wife. So it is a matter of adjustment. So then afterwards, there are challenges. You have started business, certainly there is crisis. There is recession in the market. So what to do? और फिर शेयर मार्केट हुआ तो खत्म. अचानक शेयर मार्केट ब्रेक, हार्ट ब्रेक. The heartbeats go along with the share market rates. So some people have got that challenge. So there are various types of challenges. But these are all ordinary challenges in the ordinary life. There are some extraordinary challenges. So extraordinary challenges also come, but they are also part of the life. But that comes once in a while only. These are all common challenges. Business में up down होते ही रहता है. When you go for a career, most of the people are not getting the proper type of job. Most of the people are not getting proper type of husbands or wives. Most of the people have got this problem. This is a common problem. Then there are uncommon problems. They come once in a while. Somebody's father has died. That only once in a while he will, if he has got one father, only once in a lifetime he will get that. Of course, in America they have got so many. So, but then they don't worry about it also. There is no problem. Father dies, there is second, third. But here, only one father, one mother. So that is what problem. That once in a while. So that is another extraordinary type of challenge. Then, those who lead spiritual life, they have got different type of challenges. But here what we are trying to confine ourselves is to the common people who are not too much attached to spiritual life or who have not yet started spiritual life, but most of the people are leading the worldly life along with a little bit of spiritual life. For them we are talking about. So we are confining ourselves to those types of challenges. So now first of all thing is this. We have to remember that the whole world is now at present in a big flux. So many changes are coming. Because of the science and technology, there are a lot of changes are coming. The communication technology has undergone tremendous transformation. You ask your father, mother, they do not know how to operate mobile. They do not know how to operate computer. They do not know how to operate email, this and that, as you know. They may be knowing little bit like me, but not like you, who are experts. So this is a tremendous transformation has come. And because of the communication technology, the world has been united as never before. It's one world, very small world. So they are calling it a global village. The whole globe has become like a village. And because of the communication technology, the physical distance has been annihilated. When Swami Vivekananda went to Chicago, to participate in the World Parliament of Religion held in Chicago in 1893, on 11 September, he gave his historic speech. That was also 9/11. But we did not receive his message properly, so there was another 9/11 after 108 years. And New York, the World Tower broke. That's a different thing. But he gave his historic speech on 11 September 1893 in Chicago. When he started from Bombay by a ship, no aeroplane at that time, 31st May 1893 he started, and by the end of July he reached Chicago. So it took minimum 2 months for him. And now if you want to go to New York, morning 6 o'clock there is a flight, and by 12:30 noon for lunch you are there in New York. So the physical distance has been annihilated. And then within 1 second, fraction of a second, by email, your message reaches any corner of the world. By email, by internet, by mobile, by SMS. You are now united with whole world as never before. What are the implications? Implications is that since the whole world has become one, it has become very competitive in the nature itself. For example, previously there was monopoly in the business, but now your competitor knows about your secret within a fraction of a second through internet. So now you cannot have monopoly. That is number one. Then globalization has come and liberalization has come. So it's an open economic market. So if you cannot provide an item at the competitive price, then there will be other countries who will be providing the same thing. So then in that case also you are gone out of the market. So it's a very competitive market. Because of that, what happens? Anywhere there is any problem, the whole world is affected. For example, when 2 years back I went to America, I saw with my own eyes some very good-looking women going in the streets with a big board on the chest that I have children to support, please give me some money. They are beggars in a different way, but outwardly you cannot make out that they are beggars. But they are beggars because their job is gone, so what to do? So they are begging for their children. This I saw with my own eyes. I saw with my own eyes in San Francisco. I was standing in one corner. One person was crossing the street. He crossed halfway and again he came back. I was wondering why he came back. He came back and there was a big drum, waste paper. It was written, please give me waste paper. So it was a big bin, very big drum in which all the waste things were there. He came back, he opened the lid. I thought by mistake he must have thrown something, and that is why again he might have. But what did he do? He took out a bottle of something like Coca-Cola, half bottle, and half bread, something was there. He took out and started eating. But outwardly he was looking with suit, boot. I thought he is a big executive. But he came back, he was a beggar. So even executives have become beggars because no job. This I saw with my own eyes. Now because that recession in America, the same recession is now affecting the whole world. And the least affected is India because we are already affected earlier. So for us, it doesn't make a difference. We can live on a very paltry sum, but they are used to such a high standard of living, and everything is so costly there that they cannot survive. Here, without money also, we can survive for a few days. Somebody will give milk, somebody will give this and that. But there is not the same thing. And then, so that problem has come, that is number one, crisis in one nation affects the crisis in other nations to a certain extent, if not full. If not full, to a certain extent it is affected. Second thing is that, one thing is competition. Because of the competition, this one crisis in one nation affects another. Second thing is that the competition has gone to every profession. So it's a competitive market. When it is a competitive market, you have to perform or you have to perish. Perform or perish. So in that case, your responsibility becomes much more. In that case, challenge becomes much more. To find out a job, very difficult. To find out a good job, still more difficult. So, those of you who are already now finishing your studies, for them the challenge is finding out a good job. Finding out a good job is not going to be that easy. Why? Because in the market there are very few jobs because of the recession. Now, that job will come to you only if you are prepared for it. And that will not come only if you are academically brilliant. No. There are so many other things for which you have to prepare yourself for the challenge. So the challenge is to prepare yourself. For this small boy, 11 years, the challenge is to face the examination and get good marks in the examination. That is number one. Second, also there are many competitions, drama competition, music competition. There also he wants to get first. That's a big challenge. Everywhere you want to get first. I asked a small girl, very small girl, how are you? She said, I am under tension. Huh? Such a young girl, you are also, everybody's tension. I can understand your grandparents are under tension because they are afraid when they will be put into the old age home, they do not know. Anytime they may be put into old age home. Your father also, when he will get VRS, so he is afraid. I can understand your father's tension. Your mom's tension also you can understand because the prices are rising, gas is not available, then management of the mother-in-law, management of the husband, management of the children, most important, most difficult management of the maid servant, kamwali. So, kamwali milti nahi hai. So, I can understand your mom's tension. Your elder brother's tension I can understand, 12th science, so there is a lot of tension. But what is why you are under tension? So she said, Swamiji, मैं अभी senior KG में हूँ. Last year I was in junior KG, I got first class first. मम्मी ने कहा इस बार भी first class first आना है, इसलिए बहुत tension में हूँ. So this is also a big challenge, a big problem of tension. What is that? सब में first class first आना है. To perform in everything, not only in studies. Study is one thing, then also various types of competitions. There also you want to excel. So, this is the tension of these young children. No? Challenge है ना ये भी बहुत बड़ी challenge है. पहले परीक्षा में how to get good marks in the examination. Not only good marks, but not only good marks. Your mom says you must get more than the other who is in the neighbor. उससे ज़्यादा मार्क चाहिए. केवल 90% होने से नहीं होगा, है ना? वो जो बाजू की लड़की है उससे ज्यादा होना चाहिए, बाजू का जो लड़का उससे ज्यादा होना चाहिए. That is the problem. Never compare yourself with others. And the parents also should be told not to compare their children with other children. Your children are your children. This is the big mistake. Your children have got some special characteristics which the other children do not have. So everybody has to progress in his own way, own law of being. This is what we are forgetting. Anyway, now first of all let us start with these small children. Supposing you have to excel in how to facing the challenges of life. First is that problem is of examination. Let us start with that. Small children. Then we'll go further. Now the challenge is to pass in the examination. No. Challenge is not to pass in the examination. Challenge is to pass the examination with good marks, isn't it? That is the challenge. How to do it? First thing, important thing is that tension is there. 1 month before examination, tension starts mounting, isn't it? Isn't it? Then what do? We have got problem. Within 1 month we cannot prepare, isn't it? So, if you really want to face the challenge of examination, when should you start preparing for the examination? 1 month before examination or 2 months before examination? From the starting. From the starting of the session. But do you do it? No. That's very good. You are good children, so you have accepted. Now this is the problem. We know the challenge, we know how to face the challenge, but we do not practice it. So the first thing is that if you want to have really good marks in the examination, if you want to perform nicely, if that is the challenge, then what you should do? You should work, you should study from the day number 1. That is number 1. Now, there are 2 children. One is starting study with study number, day number 1. Second is also starting study number from day number 1. In spite of that, one gets better marks in examination. Why? Both have started. Yes, you tell me. Huh?
One of them is concentrated and put in his full mind while studying all the time, and the other one is not concentrating that much and he's just like daydreaming while studying. You can sit in a place for how many hours acting like he's studying. If you're not concentrating, nothing will go on.
Very nice question. Very nice reply. Very nice. Anybody else? Anybody else? This is a very good reply. Anybody else who can add? Anybody wants to add something? There are 2 children. Both are starting their studies from day 1. One is getting better percentage than the other. What is the reason? Number 1, he told very rightly, is concentration. Anybody else? Yes. Huh? Interest in study. Very good. So interest is also necessary. Very nice. Anybody else? Yes.
Sir, it depends on how much does he study.
How much does he study? Very good. How much does he study? Somebody is working, somebody is studying 10 hours, somebody is studying 4 hours. Okay. So that also makes a difference. Anybody else?
Sometimes capacity and ability also play a big role.
Very nice. So capacity and ability is a very 2 big words. What is capacity and what is ability? It's a very, very broad term. Anyway, capacity will depend capacity of understanding, capacity of expressing. There are many students who know everything, but during the examination they cannot write because they have never got a writing habit, isn't it? So capacity of writing, capacity of reading, capacity of understanding, IQ, intelligence quotient, then the number of hours of study, concentration, so many things are, there are so many parameters. Very good. One boy is also studying 4 hours and from the day 1, and he has got, say, 67% IQ. Another student, 67% IQ, same number of hours, same 67% IQ, same number of hours, and same type of environment, and same type of benches, same type of table, same type of chair, same type of book, same type of teacher, same type of tuition, everything same. And yet one person gets more marks. That is the difference because of capacity, same. I have told you, capacity same, IQ level same, teacher same, table same, chair same, ventilation same, arrangement of the table same, number of hours same. Then the only difference is is concentration. What is he told? So there are many, many parameters. But one of the most important parameter is concentration of mind. So when you want to study effectively, I will later on tell you my website. From there you will be able to download how to study effectively. There is a book also, Effective Study Techniques, but supposing that is not possible, that is not available, in my website you will get how to study effectively. So there all these things are told, that environment plays very important part, the type of pen, the type of paper, the type of table, the type of light, the type of ventilation, the type of environment. Supposing you are studying in the drawing room and there is a very good TV picture going on simultaneously, then the study will be different, isn't it? Similarly, so environment plays an important part, light, ventilation, type of table, type of arrangement, layout, there are so many things. Of course, number of hours. But most important of all of these things is your concentration. That is why Ralph Waldo Emerson, a great American thinker, says, the secret of success in trade, in war, in every management of human affairs is the concentration of mind. And that is why Swami Vivekananda said, whether in games, sports, music, studies, what is the secret of concentration, secret of success is concentration. Swami Vivekananda said, if I had to do my education over again, I will not undergo the present system of education. First I will learn how to concentrate my mind, how to control my mind, then information that I can have at my own will. I will go to the library and get information. That time, Swamiji's time, there was no computer. Now it is still easier. You go to the computer, take up the computer, go to Google search, click, and you get all the information in the world. So, information is not education. Swami Vivekananda says, education is not the amount of information that goes into your brain and runs undigested all your life. Then what is education? Education is being and becoming. And then he says, if I had to do my education over again, I will not undergo the present system of education. First I will learn how to control my mind, how to concentrate my mind. The information I can have at my own will. How much concentration Swamiji had, and yet he wanted more concentration. How much he had, I will give you only one example. Have you heard the name of Swami Vivekananda? Have you heard the name of Ramakrishna Mission? Swami Vivekananda started Ramakrishna Mission in 1897. And there are 173 branches all over the world. And the headquarters is at Belur Mutt. Belur Mutt is near Kolkata, just near by the side of the Ganges. There is a beautiful mutt that is called Belur Mutt. That is our headquarters. Now if you go to Belur Mutt, you must see the big temple of Sri Ramakrishna. That is the main temple. And there are many other temples. Swami Vivekananda temple, Ma Sharda Devi temple, Swami Brahmananda temple. But behind Sri Ramakrishna's temple, there is an old temple, old shrine. That also you must see. And there is one two-story building. That also you must see. What is that two-story building? On the first floor, there is a room. Swami Vivekananda used to stay there. And that room has been kept as it is, as it was the time of Swamiji. His table, his chair, his clothes, his stick, his musical instrument, his pagadi, everything. You feel as if Swamiji is sitting there. In that room, Swami Vivekananda left his body. He entered into Mahasamadhi on 4th July 1902 at the age of 39 years only. And you know he was born on which date? Do you know anybody? Which day he was born? Where he was born? Ahmedabad or Baroda? Where? Baroda? Huh? Swami Vivekananda born in Baroda? Where was he born? Anybody knows? Huh? Nobody knows. Where was he born? Which city? Yeah. Calcutta, very good. Which year? What is the date? Do not know. 12th January 1863. And because he was born on 12th January, his birthday, 12th January, is celebrated by our nation as National Youth Day from 1985. During the International Youth Year, the Government of India declared Swami Vivekananda's birthday, 12th January, as National Youth Day. So from 85, every year, we are celebrating National Youth Day. On which date? 12th January. Why? Because Swami Vivekananda was born on 12th January. Where? In Kolkata. Which year? 1863. And because he was born in 1863, in 2013, we completed 150 years of his existence, and that is why all over the world, Swami Vivekananda's 150th birth anniversary is being celebrated. Not only in India, all over the world. Anyway, if you go to Belumat, then you go to that room where Swami Vivekananda entered into Mahasamadhi on 4 July 1902. And he used to stay in that room. So just a few days before Swamiji's passing away on 4 July 1902, about 1 year earlier to that, Swamiji was in his room. At that time he was reading some books. What is the name of the book? Encyclopedia Britannica. Have you seen Encyclopedia Britannica? Have you seen? No? Have you seen anybody? Encyclopedia Britannica, big volumes are there. So, all these volumes, they had come recently and they were all spread over, and Swamiji was reading that book. So many volumes were spread. At that time his disciple came. The name of the disciple is Sharat Chandra Chakravarti. Then he said, Swamiji, so many books and big volumes. It will take whole lifetime to finish reading of these books. Swamiji said, what do you say? Only few days back these volumes have come and I have already finished 10 volumes and I am reading the 11th volume. Huh? You finished 10 volumes within few days? Impossible. I can't believe. Swamiji said, you don't believe? Okay. From these first 10 volumes, you ask any question that you want to ask. And the disciple Sarachand Chakravarti asked so many questions. Swamiji replied all the questions. Sometimes even quoting the very language of the book. Then the disciple was very much astonished. He said, Swamiji, this is a miracle. Swamiji said, this is not miracle. That is the power of concentration of mind. If you have concentration of mind, 1 hour study can be, 10 hour study can be done in 1 hour. Many students, they ask me, Swamiji, how is it possible? 10 hour study in 1 hour? I said, it is possible because at present we are doing 1 hour study in 10 hours. किताब हाथ में ले लिया. आँख कहाँ है? किताब में. Where are your eyes? In the book. And where is your mind? वो कल देखा, वो हीरो जा रहा था, वो टीवी में देखा, हीरो जा रहा था विलेन के पीछे, वो रास्ते से जाता तो जल्दी पकड़ता. अरे तू किस रास्ते जा रहा हो तो देख. So many pages have gone and you are thinking of the hero and the villain. ये तेंदुलकर को भी रिटायर होना चाहिए. अरे तुमको पूछा रिटायर, तेंदुलकर ने पूछा तुमको रिटायर होना चाहिए कि नहीं. तेंदुलकर रिटायर होना चाहिए, इसको क्या करना चाहिए. अच्छा धोनी की कैप्टनशिप ठीक है पर उसको भी चांस देना चाहिए. बट हु इज आस्किंग यू? अभी तुम्हारी कैप्टनशिप कैसी पहले देखो. सो व्हाट इज हैपनिंग? अरे मैं क्या पढ़ रहा था, कहाँ से धोनी है, कहाँ से तेंदुलकर, कहाँ से हीरो विलेन आ गया. अच्छा फिर से पढ़ो. होता है कि नहीं? सो एट प्रेजेंट वी आर डूइंग 10 hours study, 1 hour study in 10 hours. If you have got concentration of mind, then 10 hours study in 1 hour. ठीक है? So how many of you want concentration of mind? Please raise your hand. Concentration of mind. अच्छा एक और चीज, इसमें से कुछ लोग आधा हाथ उच्चार कर रहे, इसलिए मैं बताता हूँ. Not only study. in every management of human affairs, you will get success. Not only study. Now I will give you another example. You know, Swamiji went to America in 1893 to participate in the World Parliament Religion. And then he was and people were they got so much peace of mind by listening to his lectures, by the nectar of Vedanta that he gave, that he stayed there for more than 3 years, there in America and Europe. Then he came back. Again in 1899, he again went for preaching Vedanta to the Western countries, to America. Second time when he went to America, he was in San Francisco. Near San Francisco, there is a beautiful place called Camp Taylor. And there in Camp Taylor, there is a small beautiful river. Over the river there was a bridge. There was a wooden bridge. Of course now they have made a concrete bridge. 2 years back when I went there, it is no longer a wooden bridge. I was trying to search for the wooden bridge. Then I was told that no, this is a concrete bridge now. But maybe in that very place there was a wooden bridge. Swami Vivekananda was going through that wooden bridge. And he saw near the river, from the bridge he saw near the river, 4 cowboys. They were trying to shoot at the eggshells that were floating in water. There was a string of 12 eggshells, not eggs, eggshells. And that whole string was floating in water. And these 4 cowboys were trying to shoot at these 12 eggshells. Now the water was going up and down. So they could not, their shots were going in vain. After some time, Swamiji could not help smiling. And these 4 cowboys, they got very much angry. Huh? You are laughing at us? Is it a small job to shoot at the eggshells that are floating on water? Okay, we give you the challenge. Let us see how you do it. And they handed over the gun to Swamiji. So now what to do? Swamiji took up the gun. Fut. 12 eggshells gone in 12 shots. And the cowboys, they got so much surprised. Swami, how long you are practicing? We are practicing from 5 years. We could not do it. How long you are practicing? Swamiji said, my dear friends, I am holding the gun for the first time. Huh? First time and you shoot all the eggshells. That is a miracle. Swamiji said, this is not a miracle. That is the power of. So if you have concentration of mind, 10 hour study can be done in 1 hour. 12 eggshells, 12 shots, gone. Success in everything. If you have got concentration of mind. So how many of you want concentration of mind? Now they are raising full hands. Very good. So now you open your laptop. Have you got your laptop? Open up your laptop. No, that is notebook. Laptop. You have not got laptop? Huh? ये है कि नहीं? है ना? Brain है? Have you got brain? If not, then you tell me, then I'll put you into the mental hospital. This is the laptop having so much of memory. No scientist has so far produced any laptop, any computer having so much of memory. Is it not? So ये laptop खोला. Now we'll give you data entry. ठीक है? So how to fit the data in the laptop here? I'll repeat. I'll say you have to repeat. Agreed? Then if you repeat loudly, then it will go into the laptop. Afterwards, whenever you want the data, it will come back. ठीक है? Okay? Ready? बोलो, हमारा मन जितना शुद्ध होगा उतना हमारा मन एकाग्र होगा. हमारा मन जितना शुद्ध होगा उतना हमारा मन एकाग्र होगा। ठीक है, रिमेंबर, हमारा मन जितना शुद्ध होगा उतना हमारा मन जितना शुद्ध होगा उतना हमारा मन को एकाग्र करने के लिए तो मन को क्या करना पड़ेगा? मन को एकाग्र करना है तो मन को, अब मन शुद्ध कैसे होगा ये बताओ, ये भी जानना जरूरी है ना। तो उसके लिए इक्वेशन है, आहार शुद्धौ सत्व शुद्धि ही, सत्व शुद्धौ ध्रुवा स्मृति। आहार शुद्ध होगा, बुद्धि शुद्ध होगी, बुद्धि शुद्ध होगी तो स्मरण शक्ति अक्षुण बन जाएगी। सो व्हाट इज आहार? वॉट एवर यू इंटेक यू आर टेकिंग, दैट इज आहार। So we are taking ahar. How we are taking? One is through our mouth. So that food should be pure, and that food should be non-exciting. सात्विक फूड लेना चाहिए. Of course, what you like is fast food, है ना? तुमको क्या अच्छा लगता है मेरे को मालूम है. मैगी, चाव चाव, बर्गर, पिज्जा, है ना? हाँ, मेरे को सब मालूम है. तुम लोग की सब पोल पट्टी में जानता हूं. तो तुम लोग को तो सात्विक फूड अच्छा नहीं लगता, फास्ट फूड अच्छा लगता है. इसीलिए फास्ट लाइफ हो जाती है और इसलिए फास्ट डेथ हो जाती है. सब फास्ट. एनीवे, so sometimes you take fast food, but you try to take food which is nutritious, which gives you good health, and which is not exciting your brain. But one food is you are taking through mouth. और किससे आहार लेते हैं बताओ? ईयर्स, आइज. गांधी जी के 3 बंदर सबको मालूम है? सबको मालूम है गांधी जी के 3 बंदर? बुरा मत, बुरा मत, बुरा मत. ये तो सबको मालूम है ना? अभी तुमको और 3 बंदर की बात बताता हूं. स्विट्जरलैंड के 3 बंदर. हमारे एक स्वामी जी गए थे, वन ऑफ आवर मॉन्क्स, वेरी सीनियर मॉन्क्स, ही वेंट टू स्विट्जरलैंड फॉर प्रीचिंग वेदांता. By the side of a lake, he found an image of 3 monkeys, but very strange type of monkeys. Earlier he had seen 3 monkeys. One monkey was having 2 eyes closed. Second monkey, 2 ears closed. Third monkey, mouth closed. But here he found an image of 3 monkeys, but very strange monkeys. One monkey, 1 eye closed, 1 open. Second monkey, 1 ear closed, 1 open. And third monkey, half mouth closed, half open. ये स्वामी जी तो सोच में पड़ गए, भाई ये ऐसा बंदर तो कहीं नहीं देखा. ना व्हाट इज द मीनिंग? उसका तो मीनिंग पता है. गांधी जी के 3 बंदर, बुरा मत देखो, बुरा मत सुनो, बुरा मत बोलो. अभी ये 3 बंदर क्या बोलना चाहते हैं? ही वॉज जस्ट थिंकिंग. सोचते सोचते उनको वेद का श्लोक याद आ गया. बस मीनिंग पता लग गया. कौन सा श्लोक था? भद्रम कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः, भद्रम पश्येमाक्षभिर्यत्राः, स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागं सस्तनूभिः, व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः, स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवा, स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः, स्वस्ति नस्ताक्षो अरिष्टनेमि, स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु. भद्रम कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः. कानों के द्वारा मंगलमय वाणी सुनो. एक कान बंद है, बुरा मत सुनो. एक कान खुला है, अच्छा अच्छा जरूर सुनो. भद्रम पश्येमाक्षभिर्यत्रा. एक आंख बंद है, बुरा मत देखो. एक आंख खुली, अच्छा अच्छा जरूर देखो. टीवी में खराब पिक्चर मत देखो, अच्छे कार्यक्रम जरूर देखो. खराब किताब मत पढ़ो, अच्छी किताब जरूर पढ़ो. स्वामी विवेकानंद की किताब जरूर पढ़ो. सेल्फ डेवलपमेंट की किताब जरूर पढ़ो. जिससे पॉजिटिव थिंकिंग आता है ऐसी किताब जरूर पढ़ो. आधा मुंह बंद है, किसी की निंदा मत करो. आधा मुंह खुला है, पर किसी को प्रोत्साहन के 2 शब्द जरूर कहो. डोंट क्रिटिसाइज अदर्स, दैट इज हाउ माउथ इज क्लोज, बट हैव ए वर्ड ऑफ एप्रिसिएशन फॉर अदर्स. सो बाय मेकिंग गुड यूज ऑफ आवर सेंसेस, टेकिंग गुड फूड, and if we do not take bad food, if we take pure food, if we do not take impure food, what will happen? Our mind will become pure. यदि हम शुद्ध आहार लेंगे आंखों से, कानों से और मुंह से, और अशुद्ध आहार नहीं लेंगे, तो हमारा मन क्या होगा? शुद्ध होगा, है ना? यदि शुद्ध आहार लेंगे तो मन कैसा होगा? शुद्ध होगा। और मन शुद्ध होगा तो मन शुद्ध होगा तो मन कंप्यूटर में चला गया, फिर से लैपटॉप में था ना डाटा एंट्री। मन शुद्ध होगा तो मन को शुद्ध करने के लिए क्या चाहिए? शुद्ध आहार लेना है, आंखों से, कानों से, कान से। ठीक है, वेरी गुड। सेकेंड थिंग इज दैट यू टोल्ड, है ना, शी टोल्ड यू हैव टू स्टार्ट स्टडी फ्रॉम डे 1। पर प्रॉब्लम क्या होता है बताता हूं। स्टडी करने बैठे मन क्या बोलता है? चलने यार घूमने। तो हमने क्या बोलते, अरे अभी तो 1 साल, अरे परीक्षा है ना, अरे परीक्षा में 1 साल बाकी है, चलो अभी घूमने। व्हाट इज हैपनिंग? मूड नहीं आता है। क्यों नहीं आता? अरे अभी बहुत देर है, बाद में देखा जाएगा, चलो आज घूमने। अभी हम अपने मन के गुलाम हैं, मन हमारा गुलाम नहीं है। दिस इज द प्रॉब्लम। माइंड इज नॉट अंडर अवर कंट्रोल, वी आर अंडर द कंट्रोल ऑफ अवर माइंड। सो व्हाट वी हैव टू डू if we want success in study, if we want to face the challenge of examination, what we have to do? We have to control our mind. How to control the mind? By controlling our life. How to control the life? हमको मन को नियंत्रित करना है तो जीवन को नियंत्रित करना पड़ेगा। जीवन नियंत्रित कैसे होगा? जीवन को नियमित करना पड़ेगा। So many friends are coming to me. मेरे पास बहुत यंग फ्रेंड्स आते हैं, उनको मैं पूछता हूं, अच्छा भाई सुबह कितने बजे उठते हो? बोले कुछ निश्चित नहीं है, कभी 6 बजे, कभी 7 बजे, रविवार तो 9 भी बज जाता है। अच्छा भाई तुम्हारा सोने का टाइम क्या है? निश्चित नहीं है, कभी 10 बजे, 11 बजे, कभी अच्छा पिक्चर 1 भी बज जाता है। अच्छा भाई तुम्हारा पढ़ाई का टाइम क्या है? कुछ निश्चित नहीं, मूड आता पढ़ लेते हैं। अच्छा भाई तुम्हारा खाने का टाइम क्या है? निश्चित नहीं है, भूख लगती खा लेते हैं। अच्छा खेलकूद का टाइम? निश्चित नहीं है। टीवी देखने का टाइम? निश्चित नहीं। फिर मेरे को आकर पूछते स्वामी जी ये मन की एकाग्रता कब आएगी? मैं बोले कुछ निश्चित नहीं है। तुम्हारा रिप्लाई तुमको वापस मिल गया है ना। तुम्हारा जब कुछ निश्चित नहीं है तो एकाग्रता निश्चित नहीं है। तो एकाग्रता को निश्चित करने के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? उठने का टाइम, सोने का टाइम, पढ़ने का टाइम, तो एकाग्रता। ठीक है, चलो लैपटॉप खोलो, खुल गया, डाटा एंट्री रेडी। डाटा एंट्री, हमारा जीवन जितना नियमित होगा उतना हमारा मन एकाग्र होगा। हमारा जीवन जितना नियमित होगा उतना हमारा मन एकाग्र होगा। याद रहेगा, जीवन नियमित रहेगा तो मन एकाग्र होगा। तो जीवन नियमित करने के लिए क्या करना पड़ेगा? एक टाइम टेबल बनाना पड़ेगा। इतने बजे उठना, इतने बजे सोना, है ना। कितने लोग टाइम टेबल बनाएंगे? बोलो, हाथ ऊंचा करो। अच्छा, कल से कि आज से? काल करे सो आज कर, आज करे सो अब, पलमा परले होएगी बहुरी करेगो कब। ये तुलसीदास जी की बात है। और अपोजिट पार्टी क्या बोलता है मालूम है? आज करे सो काल कर, काल करे सो परसों, इतनी क्या है प्यारे जब जीना है बरसों। तुम लोग कौन सी पार्टी में? तुलसीदास की अपोजिट पार्टी तुलसीदास। तो काल करे सो आज कर, आज ही एक टाइम टेबल बना लो। पर कुछ लोग टाइम टेबल बनाते हैं, बहुत अच्छा टाइम टेबल बनाते हैं। कल से सुबह 4 बजे उठूंगा, पहले दिन पंक्चर। तो कैसा टाइम टेबल बनाना है? प्रैक्टिकेबल टाइम टेबल। डोंट मेक ए वेरी आइडियल टाइम टेबल। व्हाट टाइप ऑफ टाइम टेबल विच यू कैन फॉलो। अभी रोज 6 बजे उठते हो, लिखना कल से मैं 5:45 बजे उठूंगा। फिर आफ्टर 2 months when you are successful, make it 5:30. If you are studying 2 hours per day, you make it 2.5 hours. Then make it 3 hours. Likewise, you have to increase. So now the success formula is, I am telling you, one is regular life, routine life, and a timetable. And second thing is formula for success in everything. Start with the minimum, practice the easiest. What is the formula? Start with the minimum, practice the Start with the, practice the, start with the, practice the, हो गया, कंप्यूटर में आ गया कि नहीं? Start with the, practice the. So I am going to ask in the second session again this data. So you feed it nicely in your computer. Again second question, we will have to put all these things. So now start with the minimum, practice the easiest. So have a nice timetable. Have a timetable which is practicable and gradually go on making it more and more ideal. So these are the two things for those who want to face the challenge of examination and also competition. What we should do? Number one, we must have regular life, routine life. Second, we must have concentration of mind. For which what we should have? Pure mind. For which we should have pure food. Through mouth, through eyes, through ears. So pure food. That means idiot box should be reduced. Time for seeing idiot box to be reduced. And time for, there should be time for extracurricular activities, but that time has to be reduced. Taking impure food to be reduced. Taking pure food to be increased. How can you get pure food? Through good books, through prayers, through meditation. Go on taking good food through your eyes, through ears, but avoid impure food. What will happen? Your mind will become pure. And when mind becomes pure, you will have concentration of mind. So remember the formula. C is directly proportional to P. C is directly proportional to? C is directly proportional to? C is directly proportional to? Where C is equal to? Concentration of mind. And P is equal to purity of mind. So purer the mind, greater is the concentration of mind. So I have told you about how to face the examination of your school or college. Now how to face the examination of life. Whole life is an examination. So life, there will be so many problems that will come. Don't get afraid. Be bold. Don't be afraid. Problems will come, as I told you, because life itself is a problem. But you have to be very bold. Swami Vivekananda, when he was traveling all over India, you know, before going to America, he was traveling all over India. He came to Benares, Varanasi. There is a beautiful temple of Durga Devi in Varanasi. So he went to the temple of Durga Devi. And when he was coming out from the temple of Durga Devi, suddenly few monkeys, very big monkeys, black monkeys, what we call Hanuman. हनुमान देखा है कभी? काला काला मुंह वाला, लंबा लंबा, नहीं देखा? पिक्चर में देखा कि नहीं? पैसे नहीं देखा? अरे अहमदाबाद में बहुत है, तुम लोग क्या अहमदाबाद में रहते हो? अहमदाबाद में मैंने देखा, अहमदाबाद में. Anyway, very big monkeys, black faces, a few monkeys started chasing Swami Vivekananda. And Swami ji became so much afraid, he started running. So स्वामी जी आगे दौड़ रहे, पीछे मंकी दौड़ रहे. स्वामी जी आगे दौड़ रहे, पीछे मंकी दौड़ रहे. एक साइड में तालाब था, स्वामी जी वहां जा नहीं सकते. दूसरी साइड में बहुत बड़ी दीवार थी, वहां भी जा नहीं सकते. इसलिए स्वामी जी दौड़ रहे थे. दौड़ते दौड़ते स्वामी जी थक गए. अभी क्या होगा? इतनी देर में एक बूढ़े साधु ने जोर से बोला, ए दौड़ो मत, बंदर का सामना करो. स्वामी जी ने क्या किया? तुरंत स्वामी जी रुक गए और पीछे मुड़ के देखा, उनके हाथ में डंडा था, ऐसा घुमाया, सब बंदर भग गए. स्वामी जी ने कहा, दैट डे आफ्टरवर्ड्स ही गेव हिज लेक्चर इन न्यूयॉर्क. ही सेड, दैट डे आई लर्नड वन ऑफ द ग्रेटेस्ट लेसन्स ऑफ माय लाइफ. व्हाट इज दैट लेसन? फेस द ब्रूट्स, फेस द monkeys, face the difficulties of life. Difficulties will come, but when you get afraid, difficulty will follow you. Difficulty will follow you. But if you become bold, face the difficulties, difficulties will run away. So this is one of the greatest lessons of life that Swamiji learned. Face the brutes, face the difficulties squarely, be bold and face the difficulties. So Swamiji's life itself shows us how to face the difficulties. Number one, when he was child, he underwent so many types of examination. But what happened? Suddenly his father got transferred to Raipur from Calcutta. For 2 years there was no school in Raipur at that time and he could not be admitted. So he learnt everything by informal methods. When he came back, with great difficulty he got admission, otherwise he would have lost 2 years. But then he had to make it up, and yet he made it up. That was a big challenge for him, but he passed in that. Then somehow he passed the examination. Then he underwent tremendous problem. He read so many books of Western philosophers, Kant, Hegel, John Stuart Mill, Herbert Spencer, so many Western philosophers and so many Western poets and Western thinkers. He wrote those books. After reading those books, he became an agnostic. He said, I don't believe in God. And whenever any saint would come to Calcutta, he would go to him, but he wanted to find out the truth. What is the truth? Is there any God? Is really there is some truth or not? He wanted to find out that one. So any saint coming to Calcutta, he would go there and ask this question, Sir, you are talking too much of God. I want one reply from you. Have you seen God? Nobody could reply. And he became very much disappointed. Then he went to Maharishi Devendranath Tagore. Maharishi Devendranath Tagore was father of Rabindranath Tagore, and he was the founder of Brahmo Samaj. He used to stay in a ship, in a cabin. So one day, Swamiji, at that time he was a college student, and his name was Naren Nath Dutt. He was the son of a lawyer. He said, I want documentary evidence. Because you are simply telling that there is God, I will not believe. I want documentary evidence. So he went to Maharishi Devendranath Tagore and said, Maharishi Devendranath, he said, Sir, I heard that you are often going into meditation. I want to ask you one question. Sir, have you seen God? Devendranath Tagore looked at him for some time and then he said, My dear boy, your eyes are beautiful, those of a yogi. Swamiji, Narennath was very much disappointed. I am asking the question, have you seen God? And you are replying, your eyes are beautiful. I don't want appreciation of my eyes. I want my reply. And he became very much disappointed. One day, he had gone to the college. On that day, he was studying at that time Scottish Church College. Previously, the name of that college was General Assembly College. Later on, that name became Scottish Church College. That day, the professor who used to teach English literature was absent. Nowadays, if you know, lecturer is absent, then chutti, maja aa jata hai. That time, those were not there. Principal Professor William Hastie himself came to take the class of English literature. And he was teaching them the poem of Wordsworth. What is the name of the poem? Excursion. And in that poem, there is a description. The poet goes into a trance, into samadhi, into superconscious state by seeing the beauty of nature. And the students ask, Sir, is it possible that somebody can go to samadhi or superconscious state? Then Professor William Hastie said, yes, it is possible. I have seen one person who enters frequently into this superconscious state, samadhi state. If you want, you can see that person because that person lives in Calcutta only. There is the temple of Dakshineshwar Kali and the name of that person is Sri Ramakrishna Paramhans. And Narennath thought, okay, let me also examine this Babaji also. Chalo ye Babaji ko bhi dekhen. Then he went. When he reached there, Sri Ramakrishna was talking in a room to the devotees. He sat down on one corner. After some time, he said, now enough of your talk about God. Now answer my question. Have you seen God? And for the first time, he received a satisfactory reply. Sri Ramakrishna says, yes, my boy, I have seen God. Then he said, I am seeing him more intensely than I am seeing you. And then he said, if you want, you also can see him. But you will have to perform spiritual practices. This is the science of religion. साइंस सेज H2 प्लस O2 को H2O. हाँ, H2 हाइड्रोजन ऑक्सीजन दोनों मिलकर पानी कैसे बनेगा? भाई इसमें सोचने की बात नहीं. Come to the laboratory, have hydrolytic process, and if you don't get hydrogen oxygen from water, then you can say that hydrogen oxygen cannot give water. H2 plus O2 cannot become O2. No. It's not a question of belief, it's a question of experimentation. So Sri Ramakrishna says, I have given God. If you want, you can also see. But you have to come to the laboratory. You have to experiment with yourself. And Narendranath accepted the challenge. And really, after undergoing spiritual practices, in Kashipur garden house, one day, he entered into Samadhi state. He had a realization of a superconscious state. And because he had realized superconscious state, that is why in the Parliament religions in Chicago, he could say from his own experience, he could narrate that great shloka from the Shveta Upanishad. Shrunumantu Vishve Amritasa Putraha Aye Dhamani Divyani Tastu Vedaha Metam Purusham Mahantam Aditya Varnam Tamasa Parastat Tameva Viditva Timritimeti Nanya Pantha Vidita Enaya. I have seen the ancient one who is beyond all miseries. By knowing him alone, you shall be freed from all miseries. And then Swami Vivekananda said in the Parliament religions to the Americans, Vedanta does not recognize sin. It recognizes error. And the greatest error you are making when you are calling yourself a sinner. And then he said, my dear brothers and sisters, let me call you by the same name, Shrunuvantu Vishve Amritasa Putra. Ye, the children of immortal bliss, holy and perfect beings, ye, divinities and sinners, it is a sin to call a man so. It is a standing label on human nature. Come up, O lions, and shake up the delusion that you are sheep, your souls immortal, spirits free, blessed and eternal. You are not matter, you are not bodies. Matter is a servant, not ye the servant of matter. He gave that nectar of Vedanta, where Vedanta says inside every human being there is a center of consciousness called Atman, which is having infinite power. How much power? Infinite power. Ananta Shakti. वो अनंत शक्ति किस में है? प्रत्येक आत्मा में. और ये आत्मा किस में है? प्रत्येक मनुष्य में. Irrespective of caste, creed, color, religion, nationality, inside every human being there is a center of consciousness having infinite power. And so no challenge, every challenge you can face. Why you can face? Because you have got how much power? Infinite power. And that is inside each and every human being. But at present, we are not feeling that power. Why? Because we have forgotten. That is why Swami Vivekananda says, ye the children of immortal bliss, holy and perfect beings, ye divinities and us sinners, it is a sin to call a man so. It is a standing libel on human nature. Come up, O lions, and shake up the delusion that you are sheep. You are souls immortal, spirits free, blessed and eternal. You are not matter, you are not bodies. Matter is a servant, not is the servant of matter. Children of immortal bliss. Amritasa Putra. That is what Swami Vivekananda told all the Americans. And that is why they got. For long they were being told, you are sinners, you are sinners, you are sinners. But Swami said, no, you are divine, you are divine, you are divine. And some of the orthodox people, they did not like. Swami always used to say, you are divine, you are divine. You are gods, goddesses, you are divine, you are divine. One day one lady said, Swami, you are trying to hypnotize us, always telling you are divine, you are divine. Then Swami immediately replied, Madam, I am not trying to hypnotize you, I am trying to dehypnotize you. Always telling I am sinner, I am sinner, I am sinner, you are already hypnotized into believing I am a sinner. I am trying to dehypnotize you because you are divine, that is the first truth. You are divine, that is the second truth. You are divine, that is the third truth. You are divine, that is the last truth. There is no truth higher than this. This is the fundamental thing. Inside every human being, there is a center of consciousness having infinite power. Only thing, we have forgotten about it. And so Swamiji used to tell about a story. Story sunna hai na? Nahi sunna? Bahut badhiya story. Only facing the challenges of life. Any challenge in life, just remember this story and you will be able to face that challenge. Always, whenever there is any challenge in life, just remember this story and you will be able to face that challenge. This is the story told by Swami Vivekananda in America, and that is how all these Americans got peace of mind. And this is the story that will give you the power of facing the challenges of life. So, this is the story you have to remember. एक शेरनी थी, जंगल से जा रही थी. उस समय जंगल में से बहुत सारी भेड़ें जा रही थी. ये भेड़ों के झुंड को पार करने के लिए शेरनी ने छलांग लगाई. तो शेरनी ने जब छलांग लगाई तो शेरनी के पेट में एक बच्चा था, वो गर्भवती थी. तो शेरनी के पेट में जो बच्चा था, छोटा बच्चा, वो भेड़ के झुंड में गिर गया. और शेरनी तो गर्भवती हो गई, गर्भपात हो गया, तो वो तड़पने लग गई और बेहोश होकर गिर गई दूसरी पास जाके, और थोड़ी देर में तड़पते तड़पते मर गई. अब क्या होगा? ये जो शेरनी का छोटा बच्चा वो रोने लग गया क्योंकि मां मर गई. तो ये जो भेड़ों की मां थी उसको दया आ गई. तो भेड़ों की मां ने शेरनी के बच्चे का लालन पालन शुरू किया. भेड़ क्या खाते हैं? भेड़ क्या खाते हैं? घास. तो ये शेरनी का बच्चा भी घास खाने लग गया. शेरनी का बच्चा क्या करता है? भेड़ों के साथ जाता है, भेड़ों के समान घास खाता है, भेड़ों के साथ खेलता है और भेड़ों के साथ सब जगह जाता है और घास खाता है, और भेड़ों के समान बैं बैं करने लग गया. धीरे धीरे ये तो शेरनी का बच्चा बड़ा होता गया, पर क्या करता है? क्या खाता है? घास. और क्या बोलता है? बैं बैं. बहुत समय बाद एक बड़ा शेर निकला. उसने देखा दूर जंगल में से रास्ते पर से बहुत सारी भेड़ें जा रही हैं. भेड़ें क्या कर रही हैं? बैं बैं बैं. आश्चर्य से देखा पीछे में एक छोटा सा शेर जा रहा है, वो भी क्या कर रहा है? बैं बैं. अरे इस शेरनी का बच्चा, इस छोटा शेर बैं बैं कर रहा है, बात क्या है? तो नजदीक आया, बात क्या है देखने के लिए, और ये बड़े शेर को देख करके जितनी भेड़ें थी इतनी घबरा के बे 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 करके सब भागने लग गई. और ये छोटा शेर वो भी बे बे करके वो भी भागने लग गया. बड़े शेर ने पकड़ा, ए तू कहां जाता है? तू तो मेरे समान शेर है, तू क्यों भागता है? ये तो भेड़ें हैं, मुझसे डरती हैं क्योंकि ये भेड़ है, मैं शेर हूं, पर तू तो मेरे समान शेर है, तू मुझसे क्यों डरता है? छोटे शेर ने क्या कहा? बैं बैं, मैं तो भेड़ हूं, भेड़, शेर नहीं हूं. बड़े शेर ने कहा, मूर्ख, तू शेर होकर अपने आप को भेड़ बोलता है? अरे तू शेर है, शेर भेड़ नहीं है. छोटे शेर ने क्या कहा? और जोर से रोने लग गया, बैं बैं बैं, मैं तो मैं शेर नहीं हूं, और रोने लग गया. बड़े शेर ने क्या? मूर्ख, तू शेर है, शेर भेड़ नहीं है. और छोटा शेर क्या बोलता है? बैं बैं. अब इतनी देर तक समझाया, बैं बैं कर रहा है. उस बड़े शेर को बड़ा गुस्सा है, छोटी बात में समझता नहीं. पकड़ लिया उसको, पकड़ा, गले से पकड़ लिया, दबोच लिया, घसीट करके एक तालाब के किनारे, देख ये देख, ये तालाब में देख, तेरा पानी में तेरा चेहरा देख, मेरा चेहरा देख, तेरा चेहरा मेरे समान है, शेर के समान ना, वो भेड़ के समान है, देख. जब देखा, है पानी में अपना चेहरा देखा, मेरा चेहरा तो शेर के समान है. बस अब तू समझ गया, तू शेर है, भेड़ नहीं है. अब बैं बैं करना बंद कर, मेरे समान गर्जना कर. गर्जना की, चल जंगल का राजा बन जा. हाँ, जंगल का राजा बन गया. स्वामी विवेकानंद ये बात सुना के कहते थे, देखो ये जो छोटा शेर, वो तो पहले से शेर था ना, नया बना? पहले से था, तो क्यों बैं बैं करता था? क्यों बैं बैं करता था? भूल गया था कि मैं शेर हूं. उसी प्रकार से ये जो छोटा शेर है वो भूल गया था कि मैं शेर हूं. उसी प्रकार से हम सब के भीतर है, मैं आत्मा है. क्या है? और उस आत्मा में अनंत शक्ति. कितनी शक्ति? उतनी अनंत शक्ति होने के बावजूद हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? मैं तो निर्बल हूं, मैं तो निर्बल हूं, परीक्षा में कैसे पास होऊंगा, परीक्षा आ गई, मुझे बहुत टेंशन हो रहा है, मैं टूर्नामेंट में कैसे भाग लूंगा, मुझे बहुत टेंशन हो रहा है, मैं तो दुर्बल हूं, निर्बल हूं. बैं बैं बैं. ये बैं बैं क्यों करते हैं? क्योंकि भूल गए कि हमारे भीतर में आत्मा की अनंत शक्ति है. किसमें है? प्रत्येक मनुष्य के भीतर में. तो आज से बैं बैं करना, बैं बैं करना. कभी भी कोई चैलेंज आएगी लाइफ में, क्या करना है? मैं शेर हूं, भेड़ नहीं हूं. मेरे भीतर में आत्मा की अनंत शक्ति है. कितनी शक्ति? अनंत शक्ति प्रत्येक मनुष्य के भीतर में है. चाहे किसी भी जाति का हो, किसी भी धर्म का हो, बच्चा हो, बूढ़ा हो, छोटी उम्र का हो, बड़ी उम्र का हो, उच्च वर्ण का हो, निम्न वर्ण का हो, गरीब हो, पैसा वाला हो, प्रत्येक मनुष्य के भीतर में आत्मा है। किसके भीतर में आत्मा है? प्रत्येक मनुष्य के भीतर में आत्मा है। और उस आत्मा में कितनी शक्ति है? इन्फिनिट पावर। हाउ मच पावर? Infinite power inside every soul. Infinite power inside every soul. And every soul is in every human being. अच्छा, इसमें से मनुष्य कितना है? हाथ ऊंचा करो। मनुष्य, जानवर नहीं। सबके भीतर मनुष्य, तो सबके भीतर में आत्मा है। सबके भीतर में आत्मा की अनंत शक्ति है। इसलिए आज से बेवे करना बंद। अभी हम लोग थोड़ा सा 1 मिनट के लिए ध्यान करेंगे। रेडी? ध्यान, चलो बैठ जाओ। ध्यान करने के समय क्या करना पड़ता है? ऐसे तो बेस्ट थिंग इज सुखासन या पद्मासन, बट इन द चेयर ऑल्सो यू कैन डू। ओनली तुम्हारा ये जो है मेरुदंड, योर बैकबोन शुड बी स्ट्रेट, दैट्स ऑल। एंड आंखें बंद करना है। आंखें बंद करके वी हैव टू थिंक अबाउट ए पावर ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस इनसाइड एवरीबडीज हार्ट। यू कैन थिंक ऑफ ए लाइट, ए डिवाइन लाइट। यू कैन थिंक ऑफ योर इष्ट देवता, इष्ट देवी, जो भी देवी देवता तुम प्यार करते हो, बुद्धा, क्राइस्ट, विवेकानंद, रामकृष्ण, शारदा देवी, दुर्गा, काली, राम, कृष्ण, अथवा तो एनी डिवाइन लाइट। यू थिंक ऑफ द डिवाइन लाइट एंड ट्राई टू हैव दैट पॉजिटिव थिंकिंग दैट आई हैव गॉट इन्फिनिट पावर ऑफ द सोल इज इनसाइड मी। ऐसा सोचना है। एंड ऑल आवर वीकनेसेस आर गोइंग अवे and positive thoughts we are going to do inside our mind, and we have to think deeply about our spiritual nature. So 1 मिनट के लिए हम लोग ध्यान करेंगे। भीतर में, हृदय के भीतर में वह आत्मा है जिसके भीतर में अनंत शक्ति है। उसका स्वरूप है सत चित आनंद, इन्फिनिट एग्जिस्टेंस, इन्फिनिट नॉलेज, इन्फिनिट ब्लिस। मैं 3 बार बुलाऊंगा, वो बोलना है। उसके बाद में हम लोग 3 बार ओम का उच्चारण करेंगे। उसके बाद हमारा ध्यान समाप्त होगा। मेरे भीतर आत्मा की अनंत शक्ति है। मेरे भीतर आत्मा की अनंत शक्ति है। मेरे भीतर आत्मा की अनंत शक्ति है। शांति ही शांति ही शांति ही। हरिओम। अब आंखें खोलो। क्या मजा आया ना? कितना आनंद आया ना? कितना रुपया लगा? अच्छा, भेलपूरी खाने में आनंद मिलता है, रुपया लगता है। पिज़्ज़ा खाने में आनंद मिलता है, रुपया लगता है। नया मोबाइल खरीदने पर बहुत आनंद पर रुपया लगता है। इसमें कितना रुपया लगा? 0 रुपीस नहीं। पर कितने लोग इंटेलिजेंट है, स्वामी जी टाइम इज मनी, हमारा 2 मिनट निकल गया, हमारा 2 मिनट वेस्ट हो गया, है ना? कुछ लोग ऐसे बहुत इंटेलिजेंट रहते हैं। कुछ लोग मेरे को बोलते हैं, जब मैं कहता हूँ मेडिटेशन करने से सब पावर आ जाएगा, मेडिटेशन से बहुत आनंद मिलेगा, वो लोग क्या बोलते हैं मालूम है? इतना सारा आप हमको बोलते हैं, अच्छा ठीक है आप बोलिए कितना टाइम आपको देना पड़ेगा। मैं बोलता हूं -90 मिनट। नो, 90 मिनट मेरे पास नहीं है, -90 मिनट. -90 मिनट, व्हाट इज दैट मीनिंग? सुबह 15 मिनट ध्यान करोगे, शाम को 15 मिनट ध्यान करोगे. कितना मिनट तुमने मेरे को दिया? आधा घंटा दिया. आधा घंटा देने के बाद क्या होगा? 4 घंटे की पढ़ाई 2 घंटे में हो गई, क्योंकि कॉन्सेंट्रेशन बढ़ जाएगा. तो तुमको मैंने कितना दिया? 2 घंटा. तुमने मुझे कितना दिया? आधा घंटा. नेट प्रॉफिट 90 मिनट. तो -90 मिनट तेरे को देना है. मैं तुमको 90 मिनट दूंगा, तो सुबह शाम ध्यान करो. कौन कौन ध्यान करेगा आज से? रोज कम से कम 1 मिनट ध्यान कर सकते हो. रात को सोते समय 1 मिनट ध्यान करना है. क्या ध्यान करना है? मेरे भीतर आत्मा की अनंत शक्ति है. चिदानंद रूप शिवोहम शिवोहम. ओम का उच्चारण करना है. ओम इज नॉट ऑफ हिंदूज ओनली. ओम से आमीन हुआ है, आमीन से आमेन हुआ है. देखो, मुस्लिम लोगों में भी है, आमेन है. क्रिश्चियन में भी है, आमीन है. और हिंदुओं में क्या है? ओम. ओम से सारे सृष्टि का उत्पन्न हुई. इसलिए बाइबल में कहा, इन द बिगिनिंग वॉज द वर्ड, एंड द वर्ड वॉज विथ वर्ड, एंड द होल वर्ल्ड केम आउट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड. वर्ड, व्हाट इज दैट वर्ड? ओम. सो दैट ओमकार, प्रणव, ये प्रणव से सारी सृष्टि हुई है. दे आर नाउ, साइंटिस्ट आर टेलिंग बिग बैंग. वो बिग बैंग से होल वर्ल्ड हुआ. पर व्हाट इज दैट बिग बैंग? ओम. व्हाट इज दैट बिग बैंग? ओम. उस ओम से पूरा वर्ल्ड हुआ है. दैट इज द फर्स्ट वर्ल्ड, original world, from where the whole world has come. In the beginning was the world, and from that word has come the world. That word is Om. So that is why Om का 3 बार उच्चारण करना सुबह शाम. Tremendous power, infinite power आ जाएगा. So now श्री रामकृष्ण कहा करते थे, भूखे पेट धर्म नहीं होगा, और भूखे पेट challenges फेस नहीं होगी. So now tea is ready. We will have tea and snacks. Within 15 minutes we will come, and in the second session we are going to have question answer. तुम्हारे जो questions सब रखना. You keep ready, give me the questions, and I will be very happy to reply the questions. The questions can be English, Hindi, Gujarati, Bengali, Marathi, any language. ठीक है? Okay, thank you, all the best.